Welcome, everybody, to a deep dive into Nigeria's influence across Africa. From the bustling streets of Lagos to the halls of power in Abuja, Nigeria's impact echoes across the continent. We're talking economics, culture, politics, sports, you name it. So buckle up, because we're about to embark on a journey to understand just how this powerhouse nation shapes the continent and influences the lives of millions. Get ready to see Nigeria in a whole new light.
All right, let's talk money, people, because when it comes to economic clout, Nigeria isn't just at the table, it's practically built the table. We're talking about Africa's largest economy, a giant GDP driven by oil, agriculture, and a rapidly growing services sector. But it's not just about size, it's about influence. Nigerian businesses, those hustlers and entrepreneurs, aren't just content with conquering their own market. They're expanding across Africa, investing in everything from telecommunications to banking, spreading that Nigerian know-how like wildfire. And then there's ECOWAS, the Economic Community of West African States. Nigeria's the big brother in that family, using its economic muscle to promote regional integration, boost trade, and try to lift up its neighbors. It's like the cool uncle who always picks up the tab, except, well, with a lot more paperwork. But let's be real, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. Corruption, inequality, those are issues Nigeria is still grappling with. But even with those challenges, the economic engine keeps churning, driving not just Nigeria forward, but pulling the whole continent along with it. Think about it. Nigerian banks are financing projects from Kenya to Ghana.
Hold on to your hats, folks, because we're about to enter the dazzling world of Nigerian culture. We're talking about a cultural wave so big, so bold, so undeniably Nigerian that it's crashing onto shores across the continent and beyond. First up, let's talk Nollywood, the Nigerian film industry that's putting Hollywood on notice. Forget big budgets and CGI explosions. Nollywood is all about raw talent, relatable stories, and a direct line to the hearts of millions. From romance to drama, comedy to thrillers, Nollywood churns out more movies than you can shake a stick at. And don't even get me started on the music! Afrobeats, that infectious blend of West African rhythms, hip-hop beats, and undeniable swagger, has taken the world by storm. From Lagos to London, New York to Nairobi, you can't escape the sounds of Wizkid, Davido, and Burna Boy dominating the airwaves. But Nigeria's cultural influence goes way beyond the screen and speakers. We're talking fashion, with Nigerian designers showcasing their vibrant creations on runways from Paris to Milan, influencing trends and redefining global style. So whether you're dancing to the latest Afrobeats hit or getting lost in the world of a Nollywood drama, there's no denying that Nigerian culture is a force to be reckoned with.
Now, let's switch gears a bit and talk about Nigeria's role on the world stage. And no, I'm not talking about beauty pageants, though they've got a pretty good track record there too. I'm talking about diplomacy, peacekeeping, and that whole trying to make the world a better place thing. See, Nigeria takes its role as a continental leader seriously. They've been instrumental in peacekeeping efforts across Africa, sending troops to conflict zones, mediating disputes, and trying to bring stability to troubled regions. From Liberia to Sierra Leone, Somalia to Darfur, Nigerian soldiers have put their lives on the line in the name of peace and security. And then there's the African Union, the continental body that's all about promoting unity, cooperation, and development. Nigeria is a founding member and a major player, using its diplomatic muscle to champion issues like good governance, economic integration, and conflict resolution. They're like the responsible older sibling, always trying to keep the peace and make sure everyone gets along. But it's not just about talking the talk, it's about walking the walk. Nigeria has been a vocal advocate for democracy and human rights, speaking out against dictatorships, supporting free and fair elections, and pushing for greater transparency and accountability from governments. So next time you see Nigeria in the news, remember, it's not just about oil and Nollywood.
Okay, folks, let's address the elephant in the room, military power. Now, I know what you're thinking. Africa, military? Isn't that a bit of a contradiction? But the reality is, security is a big deal on any continent. And Nigeria, well, they've got the biggest military in West Africa. Now, before you start picturing some Hollywood-style invasion force, let's be clear. Nigeria's military is primarily focused on regional security. They're the ones stepping up to fight Boko Haram in the northeast, tackling piracy in the Gulf of Guinea, and trying to keep the peace in a region grappling with instability. And they're not doing it alone. Nigeria is a key player in ECOWAS's security architecture, contributing troops to peacekeeping missions, sharing intelligence, and working with their neighbors to address shared threats. It's like that one friend who always has your back, even if it means getting their hands a little dirty. But it's not just about brute force. Nigeria has also been at the forefront of efforts to professionalize militaries across Africa, training soldiers, promoting human rights, and trying to ensure that armies are accountable to the people they serve. So next time you hear about Nigeria's military, remember, it's not just about tanks and guns. It's about a country that's taking responsibility for the security of its region.
All right, folks, let's talk about a global phenomenon, the Nigerian diaspora. We're not just talking about a few expats here and there, we're talking about millions of Nigerians scattered across the globe, making their mark in every field imaginable. You've got Nigerian doctors and nurses on the front lines of healthcare systems from London to New York, Nigerian engineers building bridges and skyscrapers from Dubai to Shanghai, and Nigerian entrepreneurs launching startups and disrupting industries from Silicon Valley to Lagos. And let's not forget about the brain drain, that bittersweet phenomenon where some of Nigeria's brightest minds seek opportunities abroad. While it's a loss for Nigeria, it's also a testament to the talent and drive of its people, who are making waves on a global scale. But the diaspora's impact goes beyond individual achievements. We're talking about remittances, those billions of dollars sent back home each year, supporting families, fueling small businesses, and boosting Nigeria's economy. It's like a giant financial safety net woven by the hard work and sacrifice of Nigerians abroad. And then there's the cultural exchange. Nigerians in the diaspora are like cultural ambassadors, sharing their food, music, fashion, and traditions with the world. Now, let's delve into the realm of ideas, because Nigeria's influence isn't just about economic or military might. It's about the power of thought, the legacy of Pan-Africanism, and the contributions of intellectual giants who've shaped the continent's discourse. See, Nigeria's been at the forefront of the Pan-African movement, that vision of a united and empowered Africa since the days of independence. From hosting conferences to supporting liberation movements, they've championed the cause of African unity and self-determination. And it's not just about political solidarity. Nigerian intellectuals, writers, and thinkers have played a pivotal role in shaping Pan-African thought, challenging colonial narratives, and articulating a vision for a more just and equitable future for Africa. We're talking about literary giants like Chinua Achebe, whose novel Things Fall Apart exposed the brutality of colonialism and gave voice to the African experience. We're talking about Nobel laureate Wole Soyinka, whose plays and poems challenged tyranny and celebrated the resilience of the human spirit. So, while Nigeria's economic and political influence is undeniable, its intellectual contributions are equally profound.
All right, folks, let's talk about the beautiful game, because in Africa, football is more than just a sport. It's a passion, a unifying force, and a source of immense pride. And when it comes to football, Nigeria, well, they're kind of a big deal. We're talking about the Super Eagles, the national team that's captured the hearts of millions with their dazzling footwork, their never-say-die spirit, and their knack for scoring spectacular goals. They've won the Africa Cup of Nations multiple times, qualified for the World Cup, and produced some of the continent's most legendary players. But it's not just about the national team. Nigerian players are scattered across the globe, plying their trade in the top leagues of Europe, Asia, and beyond. They're winning trophies, breaking records, and inspiring a new generation of young Africans to dream of football glory. So, whether it's the electrifying atmosphere of a Super Eagles match or the global success of Nigerian players, there's no denying that football is a powerful force in Nigeria and beyond.
So there you have it, folks, a glimpse into the multifaceted and undeniable influence of Nigeria on Africa. From economics and culture to politics and sports, Nigeria's impact is vast and far-reaching, touching every aspect of life on the continent. As Nigeria continues to grow and evolve, grappling with its own challenges while striving for a brighter future, its influence will undoubtedly continue to shape the trajectory of Africa. Thanks for joining us on this journey, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insightful content exploring the complexities and wonders of Africa.